We will allow Rebekkah Reynolds to come up to the mass stage to share her story, Birthdays.
Thank you so much. I have no idea, LLH.
I signed at Lincoln Lion. I was in a hurry.
Oh, yeah, East, Southwest Minnesota, 7 counties, Lincoln, Lion, Warren, Cottonwood, Rock, Nobles, and Redwood. It took me a long time to really get that, to say that.
Very much. So I missed a couple letters.
I'm so sorry. Time up the walk. So today I'm going to tell you about birthdays. So I remember the day my daughter was born, November 19th, 1996, 26 hours of labor. Ooh. After being induced with Pitocin, the drug of the devil that gives you one contraction on top of the next, on top of the next, on top of the next. I felt that it was very, a lot of audacity for that child to take so long to come into the world because I got pregnant with her on the pill and clearly she insisted upon being born. But that one, there it is, wild, woolly, that one a spirited child. Raised her, 26 hours of labor, a C-section, colic, trouble with nursing, and the kind of kid that was spirited and sparkled and shined and shone and was highly dramatic every time she spoke. I have no idea where she gets that from. Her father's side is kind of weird like that. So I'm going to fast forward just a little bit in time to when my daughter is 3. And my sister had children before Sonia was born, Allie and Andy. And so they're bing. And so at this point in time, Sonia's 3, Andy's 4, Allie is 5, and we're on the 4th of July. And so we're sitting down in the basement, and we send the kids out to play out in the backyard. And we have a nice white picket fence around the backyard, so you could lead the kids out to play just a little bit, and we're hanging out and having a good time. And then, it's really too quiet, what is happening? So I go to take a gander outside, and as I walk through the garage, I see white feet prints and white paint handprints. And I walk to the outside, and I see my spirited child covered head to toe in white paint. As my niece and nephew were taking a roller and just finishing up her little bikini tummy. And her hair is white, her face is white, her arms are white, her body's white, white is all over her. And I look, and my husband is about ready to lose his mind, and my sister says, Sonia, why? I said, thank you, why? And she says, I was trying to be a pony. Oh, isn't that so cute? The only way you get through that situation is with great love. I wish I would have taken pictures of that one, but it makes for a really good story. And then I remember my son, Bubby Max, our middle child. He was born in March, 4 years later. It took me a while to work up the guts, you understand. And so when Bubby was born, I had a C-section right away. He was very chill. He was a very chill child. He was the kind of kid where you have to drink cold water and lay on your side, like, are you doing okay? And so he's very, very quiet and very chill, but he loved to be on Mama all the time. He loved to be on my lap. I still have kind of a rotator cuff injury from when we were taking car rides, because Sonia was a motion child and Max was a chill child. He wanted to be by Mom all the time, so I would reach back, and as long as I could touch him and touch his little foot, he was fine in the car. My arm wasn't, but he was. Just get it off and move on with our lives. And then the third one, Devin. Devin was born in December, and we didn't meet Devin until he was 12. Devin was born to a different mother. Devin showed up at our house when he was 12, and he had, scruffy red hair, and he was a friend of Max's. And Devin was the kind of kid that all of a sudden you really noticed that Devin was at my house a lot. And we always asked Devin if he had enough to eat. And we picked him up quite a lot, and Devin spent a lot of time at my house. His mom had mental health issues, and his dad was gone out of the picture, and so Devin was the one that we had to have. Devin was the one, his birthday always different with us because we had to have him. I definitely was the one that I sat down with his mother and had the most loving conversation that I could muster in my life to talk another mother into allowing you to take her child. We didn't go through any special fostering. We didn't go through anything. We just did it, and we made an agreement amongst all of us. And so we got to have Devin, and I got a third one, and he's really mechanical, so I was smart to get that one locked in for me. So 3 really, really different children, which brings me to a different birthday for me. I was born technically January 3rd, 1974. There's my age, no surprise there. Then I move on to 2015, August 7th, 2015. We rented a lake home, and all the kids were with us up at the lake, and we love to do that. It's a great thing. We really enjoy that. My husband loves to fish and cook, obviously. He loves to keep everybody happy, and we have a great time when we go up. And I sat outside every day up in Akeley, Minnesota, and it was the most beautiful spot that I could imagine. The lake was clear blue. It looked like a postcard, and I'd sit outside every morning amongst all these heavily wooded trees and sip coffee before everybody got up, because you know that's the only time. You got to get up bright and early if you're a mom, if you want to have a moment to yourself before everybody chimes in on the day. And I had a bug on me, and it was right here, and it was a little bluish orange bug, and I felt it bite me, and so I kind of freaked out because I'm that way, and I scraped it off of me. And then about 3 weeks later, the new me was born. The new me couldn't drive to places. I couldn't remember how to drive anywhere. Thank God for GPS. You know, I put in GPS, how do I get to Hy-Vee? It's across the street from my house, you know. How did I get to work? You know, I had people drive me. I lost my balance. I lost a lot of my sense of humor. I lost my ability to speak really well. I lost my ability to speak and make sense when I talked. We're still working on that one. I really forgot a lot of things, and it took a number of months until I was diagnosed with Lyme disease. And I had neurological Lyme disease. Now, Lyme disease, when I scraped that little bug, I just scraped all kinds of bacteria right into my body and immediately went up to my bloodstream. And when it's right about here, the closest place that it can go to, maybe your heart or maybe your brain. And it just depends on the person where it attacks and what it does. But what it does with neurological Lyme disease is it gives you dementia. And so with my newfound memory loss, my newfound mild cognitive impairment, which didn't feel very mild to me at all. It was humiliating, and it was harsh because I was 41 years old. And that's something that you think about that happens to old people. That's not going to happen to somebody that's 41 and still your 40s, the last really good years. I was a fitness instructor. I fell 3 times one day teaching a class out at SMSU. I was met with great apathy from those kids. They didn't quite know what to think about the instructor falling. I was thinking, you know, you've reached a certain age when everybody's concerned instead of laughing at you when you fall. It's kind of a bummer. It was terrifying. It was horrible. It was humiliating. I would have people make fun of me. I would be at meetings and stop making sense when I was talking. I couldn't find words, and I was grasping for things and very, very anxious. And people would be sitting across from me away, making fun of me, and I could see that, and I could understand that. And I could understand that I was probably never going to be the same. And I was sad, I'm going to admit, in Lyme disease, not all that likely that you're going to die from it, but you're going to want to die from that. You're going to want to die in your sleep so you could end it, and end the exhaustion, and the fatigue, and the pain, the physical pain, and then the humiliation of having to try to relate to people, oh, I have Lyme disease, and you say Lyme disease, and people all go, oh no, but tell me what it really means, It's hard to know. It's a difficult thing to understand because we don't talk about that particular one quite a lot. So now we move on to a next date, a different birth date, and a new me, because this job came open. My friend Jane Wyloggy wanted to retire from a job, and I think he gave me a jingle in 2016 because I was looking for a job, and said, Rebekah, come talk to me. And we went out for coffee. And this is the kind of job where, it's important to remember that people forget. And it's important to educate people about how people forget and why they forget. And I try to help people to understand what it feels like to lose that memory. And so, when I forget that it's okay, that I've had this and I feel really bad, I try to remember that this is an opportunity for me to be somebody different. This is an opportunity for me to use my life to the fullest. And when other people forget to be kind to people when they are acting funny and they grasp for words, I remember what it felt like to be made fun of by my colleagues, people that should know better. Mm-hmm. I remember what it felt like to watch their body movements, to watch and understand that the way that they were acting was making fun of me. I remember to be kind to other people when they have that. And I remember mostly that when I don't make a lot of money, boy, howdy, do I make a difference with my life. And when I go at the very end, I will lay my head down and know that I helped hundreds and hundreds of people in hundreds and hundreds of ways with my life. Mm-hmm. And so I found purpose, and I found ways to make it through. And every day is not perfect, I feel really, really good now compared to where I was. Now, of course, if you woke up and you felt this way, you totally go to the emergency room, okay? So, it's harsh and it's hard, but I'm here and I teach classes and I help people and I tell them stories and I use my life. And so when I do pass one day, I can know that I did everything that I could and I found purpose, and I can help other people find purpose in their lives as well. Mm-hmm.